Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. No one saw it coming, not fans, not family, not even Christine herself. Sister Wives took an unimaginable turn when Kody Brown did the unthinkable. He filed a lawsuit against Christine Brown, his former spiritual wife, after years of emotional battles, public unraveling, and spiritual divorce. The man who once said that he never got married legally to Christine is now taking her to court and suing her for defamation, breaking verbal agreements, and losing money because of their life together and what happened after Kody passed. Christine was taken aback by the ferocity and venom of the accusations as what began as a disagreement among the family turned into full-blown legal battle. However, despite the fact that Kody had lawyers, receipts, and a bruised ego when he entered that courtroom, he had no idea that his own daughter would reveal the shocking information. In a shocking twist that turned the courtroom upside down, Christine's daughter took the stand and gave a testimony that was so powerful, so honest, and so full of unshakable truth that even the judge looked up and sat back. It was much more than a statement. It was a retribution. A generational rebuke of narcissism, abandonment, and the quiet suffering of children caught between ego and control. Kody had gone to court in the hopes of portraying Christine as unstable, resentful, and vengeful. He claimed that her interviews and her one-sided narrative about their failed relationship hurt his reputation. His team tried to emphasize Christine's growing influence as a public figure, especially since she became more popular after the divorce. They said that she was making money off of his name, while also making it look bad. But what started out as a confident attack quickly turned into panic when Christine's defense attorney calmly asked to call her daughter Gwen as a surprise witness. As Gwendolyn Brown testified, the courtroom's tension grew like fog. Gwen, who was known for being honest and not hiding the truth, didn't come with notes, lawyers, or any dramatic flair, just unshakable conviction. And as soon as she spoke, the narrative that Kody had worked so hard to build for years began to fall apart piece by piece. Gwen spoke calmly. "Let me be clear, despite the weight of the situation, this family was not ruined by my mother. The decisions he made did." Like thunder, the words floated in the air. Nothing changed. Even Robin, who was tensely seated next to Kody, appeared stunned. A long, harrowing account of years of emotional neglect, favoritism, and the silent agony of watching their family break down internally followed. Gwen recalled holidays during which her mother cried silently while Kody acted as a family man for Robin and her children. She described the distinction between the forgotten ones and the golden children. She even shared journal entries she had written as a teenager, asking her father if he really loved her or if she was just a leftover from his family, which was becoming more and more selective. She continued, "This lawsuit isn't about justice. It's about control. My mother left control for my dad because he has always needed it. He is punishing her for that." She testified in a methodical but heartbreaking way, with intelligence mixed with emotion. She shared details that the public didn't see, like how Christine had to call friends to borrow money to pay the bills because Kody was more concerned with paying off land than supporting his family. She told how the kids were relieved rather than panicked when Christine told them she was leaving. Gwen stated, "We weren't losing a dad. He had already passed away quite some time ago. We were only gaining freedom." There was utter silence in the courtroom. As her daughter spoke the truth that had been hidden for a long time under Kody's gaslighting and TLC editing, Christine's eyes welled up with tears. It was more than just a victory for Christine. It was also retribution for the years she had spent silently enduring while Kody paraded around as an underappreciated father doing his best. Kody's legal team tried to question Gwen's objectivity and accused her of being emotional and holding a grudge as they raced to recover. However, each counterpoint was met with control. She replied, "Of course I'm emotional. While my father selectively played dad depending on which wife he liked most that month, I watched my mother work herself to the bone raising us." Gwen was unwavering when asked if Christine had influenced her to testify. "I didn't ask my mother to come. I pleaded with her to allow me to speak. Because I'm sick of watching him change the course of history. In addition, It became abundantly clear to everyone who was watching that this wasn't just a legal matter. The trial of Kody Brown's legacy took place here. Throughout the testimony, Christine sat quietly with her hands clasped and her eyes wide with pride and hurt. She had put in a lot of effort to keep her children safe from the worst of the breakdown, but here they were, grown up, aware, and speaking up. Gwen's words' emotional weight and her calm demeanor, while delivering them reportedly, surprised the judge. The room was described as electric by multiple court reporters, as though everyone was aware that history was being made, not in a legal sense, but in a cultural sense. Sister Wives viewers had argued over who was to blame, who was lying, and who was manipulating the narrative for years. However, a daughter had now come forward with only the truth in mind. Even the most ardent Kody supporters were shaken to their core by the force of that truth, which caused them to reevaluate their preconceived notions. Legal experts speculated that the damaging testimony would result in Kody's case being dismissed or, at the very least, severely weakened. The public's opinion quickly changed. The hashtags #IStandWithChristine and #GwenForPresident lit up social media. Timelines were flooded with reaction videos and TikToks that praised her bravery. After the hearing, Christine herself issued a brief statement in which she expressed her gratitude to her daughter for her bravery and stated that she had no regrets about leaving the plural marriage. In contrast, Kody refused to speak with the media. According to sources close to the Brown family, he was furious and humiliated. He allegedly blamed Christine for turning the kids against him and refused to acknowledge that the kids might have formed their own opinions because they lived the truth. Despite her absence from the courtroom, Robyn was said to be devastated by the exposure, not the testimony itself. A family insider stated, "We always knew things weren't perfect, but Gwen saying those things under oath changed everything. The world now sees it as it really was." Kody's other children, especially Janelle's, started talking more openly online, sharing experiences and memories that were similar to what Gwen said. The cracks suddenly became evident, not just visible. Kody Brown used to be the patriarch of a large, diverse family, but now he was all by himself, exposed not by enemies or outsiders, but by the very people he used to claim to lead. Not only did the courtroom spectacle shock the audience, but it also shocked TLC itself. The trial's unfiltered nature reportedly shocked producers, who rushed to alter the plot for the upcoming season. A tale of power, silence, and survival had previously been presented as a complicated tale of family transition. Fans demanded that TLC give the children who survived the collapse a voice in a full documentary about Christine and her family. On Reddit, a fan wrote, "The show has always been from Kody's perspective. It's time we heard from those who were not protected by a camera crew." Not only did Gwen's testimony alter the legal course, but it also altered the cultural conversation. Gwen's position was regarded as revolutionary in a time when children of public figures are reclaiming their voices. She didn't hesitate to talk about the dysfunction, confront the father who had let her down, or publicly praise her mother. And that moment of truth was more significant to Christine than any legal victory. Afterward, she reportedly told friends, "I already won, regardless of what happens in court. The voice of my daughter speaks louder than any verdict." Fans wait to see what happens next as the dust settles. Will Kody retaliate more forcefully, file an appeal, or ultimately withdraw from the public eye? Is Robyn going to speak up? Will more children share their experiences? And perhaps most intriguingly, how will TLC spin this in their next season? The dynamic has permanently changed, that much is certain. Kody failed spectacularly in his attempt to regain control through the courts. He amplified the very truth he had tried to conceal, not silence Christine. Kody's public image was shattered by Gwen's sentence, which she delivered in a calm, clear, and devastating manner. A daughter had once more spoken the truth to power. Additionally, the outcome could not be controlled this time.